Hi, good evening, and welcome back, and thanks for being here as we start off this last week of March. Indeed, already. Say it isn't so. This is the 27th day of March, and that's the last Monday of the month, and we'll be staring at April before the week's end. Well, by the time the weekend arrives. Right now, we're staring at the threat of some showers and storms. A low-pressure system gives us pretty much a marginal chance of some showers and thunderstorms during the evening, and not too far from now. We'll outline those in more detail, and I'll give the viewing area just exactly what we can tell you in just a few moments as what we can expect. Right now, damaging winds and hail are the primary threats, and we'll talk about a forecast thereafter as we look down the road that is dotted with more showers and storms throughout much of it. More spring-like temperatures, but definitely a lot of showers and storms and a very active weather pattern throughout pretty much the entire forecast period. Only a few, maybe two for sure, dry days in that forecast as of right now. Our headlines tonight will include two focal points mainly, that being your weather forecast, near term certainly, and auto accidents over the course of the weekend. Three that I have to report: one caused by rain slicking roads, one caused by a man who was multiple times over the legal limit as far as being under the influence, and one caused by wrong way driver on the Mountain Parkway yesterday, a head-on collision. And I am told that this is not the first time a motorist has gone the wrong way traveling westbound in the east or eastbound in the westbound lanes on this particular stretch of the Mountain Parkway. So certainly a word of caution that I want to share with all of you, and a few other things to share tonight as well, and a lot happening on our calendar too. Before we get to all that and more, a few announcements from our state's capital. Governor Matt Bevin has signed a measure into law to stiffen penalties for harming Kentucky's K-9 units, which serve as an incredible asset to, of course, Kentucky's police forces. House Bill 93, sponsored by Representative Diane Onge of Lakeside Park, will make a person guilty of assault on a service animal in the first degree when they intentionally kill or cause serious physical injury to a service animal. Cause physical injury to a service animal by means of a deadly weapon or a dangerous instrument, or wantonly cause serious physical injury to a service animal by means of a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument. And that, of course, has been signed into law, as has been House Bill 268, the governor signing his name to that as well, which makes National Guard and reservists both eligible for death in the line of duty benefits. The measure was championed by Representative Mark Hart of Falmouth and clarifies that the personal estate of anyone impacted by this legislation will be inherited by their spouse or dependents. Also, the estate of any member of the United States Armed Forces who is a citizen of Kentucky and dies in the line of duty shall be exempt from certain fees, as well as is a part of House Bill 268, signed by the governor late Friday, I believe it was, and now headed to be law in the state of Kentucky. It starts tomorrow, and it's the first of several free events, all aimed at helping you quit smoking. If you need a little help, as most everyone does, you can join the American Lung Association's 8-week quit smoking program, conveniently held here in Sayersville at the McGoffin County Health Department. Hundreds of thousands of people have become smoke-free through a Freedom from Smoking group clinic, which offers structured, systematic approaches to quitting smoking. You will learn how to know if you're ready to quit, even medications that can increase your success, lifestyle changes to make quitting easier, how to prepare for your quit day, coping strategies for managing stress and avoiding weight gain, and how to stay smoke-free for good once you kick the habit. This Freedom from Smoking group quit program starts tomorrow in Sayersville at the health department. It's 4 o'clock. They will have, once again, 8 sessions, with the first being tomorrow at 4. If you have any questions, call before then at the health department, 349-6212. One of the many services at the health department, and it, of course, is free to all those who participate. If you're looking for a little help, there it is. I've got a lot of other things happening in the area as well on our community calendar. We'll get to that following a report on several auto accidents, one very, very serious, and at least one other that could have been, right after these messages.
To get high-speed internet on their state-of-the-art fiber optic network for all of your home and business solutions, or to watch TV without a contract on over 200 digital channels with superb quality, or stay connected with family and friends with 24/7 telephone service you can always depend on, contact Foothills Broadband today. Or just click on their link to the right to find out how they're working to provide the latest in communications at affordable prices with exceptional service at Foothills Broadband.
Three separate auto accidents to report to you tonight, three that happened over the course of the weekend. One relatively minor in nature, but we have some video from the scene and we'll take you there first. It's followed by two that happened on the Mountain Parkway. One which was serious enough but could have been much more so had it involved another vehicle, and one which was very serious, involving a head-on collision that was caused by a wrong-way driver. This accident was Sunday around 6:30 and on Route 7 near the mouth of Punchin. The driver failed to negotiate a curve on rain-slickened roads. The vehicle went into a slide, then slid backwards, rear end first, into a utility pole and then over the embankment. That driver refusing medical treatment and suffered little to no injury. A Saturday crash on the Mountain Parkway resulted in one man being cited. While the occupant told authorities that his dog distracted him, local police believe that something else may be to blame for the crash, in which his pickup truck just veered off of the Mountain Parkway. It took a hard left and took a hard hit into the stone and earth embankment.
The driver of the vehicle said that the dog he had in the vehicle with him jumped in his lap and he lost control. On a preliminary breath test, he blowed a .38, and he was taken to the hospital, and he was cited for driving under the influence, third offense.
.38, as Chief Watson cited, is nearly 5 times the legal limit of .08. The driver, said to be from the Lexington area, told authorities that he was on his way to Floyd County and received some facial injuries that would require medical attention. Therefore, as you also heard Watson say, he was taken to the hospital by ambulance and cited for DUI, third offense, and given a court date to appear.
And the second of two auto accidents to happen on the Mountain Parkway was the most serious, and actually the one that happened earlier yesterday around 2 o'clock when a woman traveling in the wrong lane struck a pickup truck basically head-on.
Indeed, a two-car, practically head-on collision with one of the drivers going eastbound on the Mountain Parkway in the westbound lane. Now, that might not seem all that impossible with all the construction and lane changes that are happening. In fact, I'm told it's happened at this particular spot on the Mountain Parkway maybe more than you or I had imagined. An Ohio woman working in the Inez area, staying in that area on a temporary basis, had met some family at the Ark to tour the attraction and was headed back to eastern Kentucky on yesterday. When she reached this portion of the Mountain Parkway, where the current Mountain Parkway meets the new construction, and the lane veers off to the right, and for whatever reason, the driver stayed in the left lane and veered to the left and entered the westbound lane of travel. In fact, one of our viewers snapped a picture seen here just a second or two before the crash, because the driver was only on the Mountain Parkway for about a minute as she traveled for a mile before she hit head-on a pickup truck driven by an area man who somehow escaped serious or life-threatening injury miraculously after a near head-on collision that sent his truck into and then over the guardrail. The two vehicles collided in the westbound lanes near or just after, or on the Sayersville side, I should say, of the Gifford exit on the Mountain Parkway. This was all around 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. The Magafa County Rescue Squad and the Magafa County Sheriff's Department and others responding to the scene found the woman still trapped in her car, extensive damage done to the passenger vehicle, crushing the front of the car and then crushing the dash into her space. The Magafa County Rescue Squad having to use the jaws of life and the cutters to remove the car from around her. Miraculously, she was conscious and alert and was in relatively good condition, we are told, for the impact that she had sustained. Her injuries were serious enough to life flight her via helicopter had weather permitted. She was taken by ground ambulance to the Paul B. Hall Medical Center. I'm trying to do a follow-up and check on her condition as we speak, and may have more before we leave you tonight. As for the driver of the truck, we are told that he was a Staffordsville man who suffered non-life-threatening injuries.
And I want to make another note before we close out this report. I spoke to earlier today to one of the law enforcement officers who was on scene, and he was talking to Fritz had in this particular area. He'd even been in a car with someone 2 days ago traveling towards Sayersville, and that driver attempted to actually get into that westbound lane thinking that was the proper route to travel. It's been confusing for other drivers as well. We've heard of it happening just today. I'm starting to hear of other drivers who have made that same mistake. So even though we are all being cautioned to follow signs, reduce our speed limits, and watch for the construction and the lane changes, I think now more than ever we should all pay a little bit more attention, and that is me included. I've got to take a quick break. We'll be right back in about 60 seconds. I got a whole lot happening at our McGoffin County Extension Service. Here's the list for today. They are now taking orders for sweet potato slips. That's right. Get your order in by simply calling 349-3216 or stopping by the Extension Service. There's also going to be a beginner's sewing workshop that starts next Wednesday, the 5th. Now, this will be a 6-week-long workshop that will meet every Wednesday from April the 5th through May the 10th from 10 till noon on those days. Now, the class is limited to just 12 participants, so if you want to get in, get that call in as soon as possible to register. Same number applies, 349-3216. And that same number will get you registered for, or to get you more information on, 4-H Camp, which has been set for June the 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. For more information, yep, you guessed it, call 349-3216, your McGoffin County Extension Service. To be honest, I had this announcement up for today because I thought it was for this weekend, and it's actually not until the weekend of the 9th. But it's on there, so let's go ahead and let you put it on your calendar in case you'd like to as well. I am talking about a Holy Week revival at the Prater United Methodist Church. They've got Revival Week coming up on the 9th, 7 o'clock nightly. They've got special pastors each and every night. It looks as though Jacob Wilson, Aaron Mansfield, Seth Sparks is going to be there, Pastor Mike Adams, Pastor Andrew Donner, someone each and every evening. All services held at the Sayersville Prater Memorial United Methodist Church, located in town across from Fraser's Prater Drugstore. If you have any questions, 496-7181. I've got a few days to remind you, and will certainly do so. And let me tell you about an important one. This is Operation School Shoe Fundraiser. That's right. This is a big soup bean dinner with beans, sauerkraut, and wieners, fried potatoes, cornbread, and a dessert for $7. And this, very obviously, going to help buy school shoes for our young people. It's a great cause. It's a great meal. And you can order yours in advance by calling that number on your screen, 792-0090, or to order the day of, 349-6300. Now, they will deliver. That's right. They'll deliver from 11 till 2 from the Lakeville Church, and you can also come and eat with them as well. So I'll be reminding you about this over the next few days. This is coming up this Friday, the Operation School Shoe Fundraiser at the Lakeville Church, and you can eat with them. They will deliver from 11 till 2, however you like, but try to be sure and help support this cause. And this just in, funeral arrangements are being made in honor of 76-year-old James Porter of Half Mountain, who passed away on today's date. They're incomplete at this hour. They're being made by the family and to be announced soon by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. Once again, announcing the passing of 76-year-old James Porter of Half Mountain.